September is historically a bad month for the markets.
Oh,
like if
okay.
you look back over time,
Yeah.
September for some reason is always kind of a bit of a mishmash and more volatile.
Hi, we're here with Juliane Goyette of Riverwalk Wealth, and this is our second episode of Conversations with Main Street Realty. So just recently, I've done a little work with you.
Yes.
So maybe you could, I don't really know finance that good.
Okay.
And so, I mean, there's mutual funds, there's GICs.
Yeah.
And I know I've normally dealt with banks.
Right.
And they push the mutual funds because they get that MER, right? Whatever
Yes.
that means.
MER, management
MER.
expense.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I always wondered, and maybe you would know this, if they say you get an 8% return,
Yes.
do you take the MER off of that?
No, it's usually after the MER
Oh, okay.
has come out.
Because like what do you like for investments? Is it different people, different
So
age
I'm like
group?
I'm a, let's call it a financial, an investment advisor,
Yeah.
financial mixologist,
Oh, okay.
where I put like, depending on what your needs are,
Right.
we're going to look at your age, what the objectives are for your investment.
Got
And then
it.
we figure out what's the best for you. Is it going to be mutual funds, ETFs, GICs, or a combination? And then we kind of go from there and figure out what we also want to make sure you're sleeping at night. You're not stressing over your investments.
Yeah.
And some people, that's really important. And lots of people will be fearful of a GIC because it's locked in and you're stuck with, it's not liquid and
Oh, okay.
and you can't access it if needed. However, for lots of people, it helps them sleep at night.
Diana cannot sleep at night.
Right.
So she
So
loves
she's
the
a
GIC.
GIC, yeah.
She's solid GIC, right?
Yeah.
People were calling her idiots and stupid to go in it because you just don't get the growth.
Yeah.
But I think back then, like the interest rates are going down now.
Yeah.
You kind of liked it when they went
morning.
up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was a time when Diana was getting 1.3. I
Yeah.
say Diana, we're married. It's what's hers is mine, mine's hers, and all
Yeah.
that. But, she does her thing, right?
Yeah.
And she was getting 1.3%, which was extremely weak. But my daughter, she wants to invest with you.
Awesome.
She told me, so she's got a TFSA.
Yeah.
And she's got a couple RSPs, one with work and one, that she just has, right?
Yeah.
But I think she's making on her TFSA, she doesn't even know, it's like 20 a month maybe.
It just
$20 a
depends
month.
what she's because there's basically different plan types. So you call that, like the umbrella is an RSP, a TFSA, a non-registered account, meaning there's no special tax situation. And then under those umbrellas, then you have the investments. So in your RSP, you can have a TFS, or not a TFSA, you can have mutual funds, ETFs, GICs, all under that. And so you can earn interest, you can earn capital gains, you can earn dividends.
Okay, yeah. She would
under
like
that.
to split her TFSA. I think she's got 40, 50 grand in there, something like that, right?
Yeah.
She's around 40.
Yeah.
She would like to split it where she has a little liquid, like maybe
Some
20
accessible and
Yes, and
yeah.
some not, right?
Yeah.
Can she move the whole TFSA over to you?
Yep.
Oh, she can.
Yeah.
And you can do that for her?
Yep.
Okay, I'll tell her that when
Yep.
I
And
when
if
I
there's
see her
ever
tonight.
if there's fees that are incurred for transferring, we always cover the fees.
Yeah,
the
okay.
client.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
she's
very
with the
simple
TD
process.
right now.
Yeah.
But she would like to make money, but she's wacky. She wakes up. No, she'll wake up at. It's crazy, right? She's got one RSP in mutual fund. So when she wakes up in the morning, she goes to it and she goes, "Am I up or down?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So this morning she
like
would
every
be
day.
happy. Because
Things went up?
yesterday, no, the markets dropped yesterday. So
Oh,
today she wouldn't be happy.
she's not happy today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she would go up and down, but every day she would check that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to admit, like I've got, I put some of the company's money with you.
Yep.
And every once in a while I just go look at it because that was in our operating account. We don't get interest on our operating account
Right.
at all.
Right.
So, I mean, it's up $468, which
More
is,
than 13?
yeah, more than 13. Well, that was Diana.
I know.
She put the money in with you, and I went
Yeah.
home one day and she goes, I'm up $12. But she was really excited.
Yeah.
But she's used to having that amount of money. She's had in Bank of Montreal.
Yep.
I would say it's been sitting there for 15 years,
Right.
10 years. I don't even know. But she's got it, and it just sits there.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any money.
That's the thing. A lot of people
Yeah.
just leave their money sitting there and it's not working for them. And if even in a high interest savings account right now, it can be back in your bank account by the next day if you needed it.
Yeah, that's right.
So
she was
should
getting
always-
4.5.
right.
Now, the rates have gone down twice since then. So I'm assuming that's dropped, right?
Sometime so the rates went down a little in July.
Yeah.
And probably by the end of this week yesterday they actually went up slightly. This morning they were up very slightly.
Oh, okay.
But now that the announcement came out this morning,
Yeah.
probably tomorrow or the next day, you'll see them come down a bit.
'Cause
But it's not a drastic drop when they.
I
when
thought
you
if
hear-
it dropped a quarter, her interest rate would drop a quarter.
No, it depends
Oh.
on the company what they need the funds for. When you buy a
wow.
GIC, it's just those funds are used typically to fund mortgages and loans and stuff that the banks
Right.
have. So they are looking for money. So if we offer more than 40 financial institutions that we shop every day, and whoever needs funds to fund mortgages,
Yeah.
they'll put their rate up slightly just to beat out everybody else because they want to get money in.
Oh, so if they
So-
paid out 4 and gave a mortgage for 6, their profit is the 2.
Yeah.
That's how it all works,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so.
And then
Yeah.
they pay us a commission, like a finder's fee almost,
Got it.
where they pay us because they don't have the overhead.
Right.
They don't have to do anything. We're the ones doing everything and paying for our overhead.
And the money is protected like a bank
CDIC insured.
by the government?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So I think
So-
more people should do that.
If
So-
they're into GICs, because not everybody
Right.
loves that's for the person that needs to sleep at night and
Right.
is okay with that. And right now rates are good that you can get, like today it's 4.5% for a 1 year. That's a good rate if you're wanting to sleep and you're
You can still get that.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's as of
great.
this morning. Tomorrow we'll see because
Right.
the rates went down today. But
So you do mutual funds though.
yes, and
Now the-
ETFs.
Now the thing, I don't think I know an ETF.
They're exchange traded funds. They basically track an index if that
Oh, okay.
if you look at, say, the TSX and the top 20 companies in the TSX,
Yeah.
an ETF has the same top 20 companies. So it's kind of simple investing. It's
Yeah.
cheaper in terms of MERs, but it just tracks what an index is doing.
So
if
the
that's
thing about the
an easy way
banks,
to put
yeah.
it.
Okay, I think I barely know about that, but
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the thing about the mutual funds
Yes.
that I assume
Mm-hmm.
is that the banks push you to the ones they want you to go to.
So the
Possibly.
banks, yeah, because each bank has their own funds that they offer through their branches.
Through the branches.
Yes. So those mutual funds are typically when you go into a branch, an advisor that's usually an entry level advisor.
Yep.
They'll just offer
Yeah.
whatever that bank or trust company has available to them. The bank also, they would have advisors like myself where they can offer more products, but then you're at levels where you have to have a certain amount of money to deal with them, or there's different,
So do you yourself
Mm-hmm.
put money in RSP?
yes,
Okay, so when you hit the age that you want that,
yes.
so I've invested in RSPs over the years. I've never taken any out of it yet.
Yep.
But do you Okay, so I think the first year on an RSP, when you turn it into a RIF,
Yes.
I think you have to take out the first year if you have a spouse in it, 4.6 or something. I'm not sure exactly, but
Well, that depends on your age. When
okay.
you move your money from an RSP to a RIF,
Yeah,
you have to take out a minimum amount each year.
right.
And that is determined on the first day of the year, whatever the value of your account is.
Yeah,
Then you basically have to take out a percentage based on your age and that value. So when you're 72,
Yeah.
when you're 71, your RSP has to move to a RIF, but
Right.
you don't have to take out that year. But when you're 72, you have to take out,
yeah.
and you have to take out 5.28% of whatever the value is at the first of the year.
So when you hit that age, are you looking for your RIF to make 5.28 or more, or like what's your goal?
Well, your goal would be to hopefully have your investments make more than 5.28%. So then when you're taking out the money, it's being replaced with capital gains or dividends or interest.
But
So
how
you
do you
want
do that
to-
without risk at that age?
The last year it was okay because
Okay.
interest rates got to where they were at 5.7 at one point last year.
Right.
So some people lucked out where their GIC was making more. In a normal environment, you're not making that much out of GICs, and that's why you need to
Right.
have a balance and have some mutual funds or other products. Some people have stocks.
So even if you're like 80,
Yeah.
you still need some stocks and
Well, when
mutual
you're
funds.
80, though, so every year as you age, that
Yeah.
minimum you have to take out increases to
Oh,
where, like, in your 80s, it gets where it's 20%.
come on.
Yeah. Of the value.
20%?
You have to take out 20% of whatever's left in your plan.
But that would be a lot of money.
Yeah.
They make you take 20% out?
Yeah.
Then you gotta
Because
pay-
it's diminishing each year when you're taking out. But if your investments are continuing to grow as you're taking out, then, yeah, 20% becomes a lot higher.
Oh, man, I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah. It increases every year.
Oh, I thought you could just go your life,
No.
take out 5%, leave the
Nope.
principal the same. Like
Unfortunately,
20%
no.
is a lot.
Yeah.
And you got to pay tax on
You got to
that.
pay tax on that.
But that would change. What if someone was 80 and they're getting an OAS
Yep.
and a CPP,
Yep.
and then they got to bring out like 100 grand?
Yeah.
There goes the OAS. It's gone. Because they
Well,
get clawed
your
back for
GIS,
something.
you get GIS clawed back, guaranteed income supplement, which
Yeah.
seniors can get if they make under a certain amount. But a RIF payment can affect that for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I
Yeah.
had no idea. That's a lot. That's a lot, 20%.
Yeah. That's why you need
Seems
somebody
like
to
a
sit
lot.
with you and figure out, okay, in the years before you're forced to take money out, you want somebody to sit with you and go, okay, you're retired at age 65. So between 65 and 72, when you're forced to take out, let's start drawing out of your RSP so that the amount is less, and then you've already paid the tax on it in those years. There's a whole strategy that you'd want to do. So
The thing that I don't get, well, I get it, but it bothers me is that I've got a stock, let's say, in the Royal Bank,
yeah,
as an example,
Yeah.
and they make $4 billion in a
Yes.
quarter,
Yeah.
above what the analysts thought. Stock should be going up. And then a war breaks out in the Ukraine, and the stock goes down.
yeah,
Even though the company is doing great,
yeah.
the stock now drops.
Because people become fearful, investors become fearful, and they're like, the world's coming to an end. I got to sell. And then they sell things, and then the markets are affected.
So you just don't worry about that.
No, you just got to look at the long term. When you're investing, you're looking at the
Right.
long term. You're not looking short term.
But if you're 83 years old, let's say,
Yeah.
there might,
But you wouldn't want an 83-year-old unless they had a lot. If they have a lot of money,
yeah.
then a portion in stocks.
Okay.
But an 83-year-old that's needing to live off their funds because that's how
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
income,
Yeah.
then you got to be more conservative, for
and
sure.
and if GICs are paying like a point, you get them in some sort of conservative.
Yeah, a mutual fund. Because 1% on a GIC isn't going to,
No, it's not going to cut it.
no.
No.
No. So you got to get,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big strategy. The only thing I've always hated was that world events affect the stock market. And even though the economy is good, even though the companies are doing well, the stock market drops 600 points. And it's like...
Investor fear.
It's all investor fear.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And like this month, we're in the month of September right now.
Yeah.
September is historically a bad month for the markets.
Oh,
like if you look back over time, September for some reason is always kind of a bit of a mishmash and more volatile, has like more volatility than other months. For some
I
reason.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just got to hang on for the ride and let it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you're looking long term, you're not looking short term.
Right.
If you're short term, then you're in GICs and high interest savings and maybe a low risk mutual fund,
But you don't. But I've always heard that GICs is kind of like not the place to put it.
No, because GICs are not tax efficient when it's non-registered money, because you're taxed higher on GIC interest than you are on capital gains or dividends.
Okay.
So a GIC isn't as tax efficient.
Got
in a TFSA or an RSP or a RIF, it's not affected in the same way with taxes. And if rates are like what they've been for the last year, then a GIC is a good option for a low risk person.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so now your dad started the company? Was it your dad?
40 years ago. Yeah, my dad.
And then
in June,
you took over.
Yeah. Well, I actually have been working for him since I was 12.
Wow.
I've only ever worked there.
Really?
So I have the same phone number for work, the same home phone number.
Oh, my goodness.
Everything's the same. And I've always worked in Newmarket, always worked there. Nowhere else. I'm pretty boring.
No, but it's nice, though. If you live in Newmarket and work in Newmarket, I guess you have. Have you ever driven downtown at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, yeah. I go to a conference, and then now
brutal.
I'm thankful for virtual conferences now so I can avoid that, which is kind of brutal. But no, it's amazing to work 5 minutes from home.
Now, is your daughter going to take over from you?
She's starting to work full-time in the next couple of weeks. And then we'll see how she likes it. I don't ever want to push her into something she doesn't want to do.
Right.
So she'll
So like for you, like for me, our business in real estate is to get leads. We need leads to get but we work, agents should work all day looking for leads, buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
Whether that's knocking on doors or getting leads from friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So when your daughter comes into the business, does she have to go out on her own and try to find leads?
She'll start off working. She'll become licensed to sell the same products I do.
Yeah.
And she will do the admin side first. She'll learn
that
through that, and then eventually go out on her, hopefully get clients of her own and start building that way, just as I did. I worked doing every job. I did the garbages. I did the filing. I've done every kind of role there is there. I've become the compliance officer for our branch. I've done different things to where then I got my own clients and then took over my dad's business.
So I do the same as you.
Yeah.
I mean, people walk in and they go, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm washing the floor."
Yeah.
Oh, well, somebody's got to wash it, right?
Yeah.
Or I'll vacuum it, or I'll do the dishes, or whatever, right?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's your own livelihood that you're there doing, and if you're not gonna do it, nobody else is gonna do it.
So Chris is going to take over from me.
Right.
But him and I, the only difference I've got is that I get a little bit anal when it comes to I want the office to be spotless clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe to one extreme, that's what I want. And Chris is like, nah, there's dirt on the floor, they'll clean it up whenever or whatever, right? So him and I are a little different that way.
Yeah.
But I think he'll do a good job when he eventually does
gets
take
in
over.
His groove, and he's going to have different ways of doing things.
And I've got to just accept that.
Yeah.
But we got 180 agents. So
That's amazing.
Actually, 180. I just hired like 184, I think, right now.
Wow.
So there's a lot of, like they agents call, you got to be there to support
Yeah.
them. So it does take a lot. It's harder for him right now
Right.
because he's got the kids in baseball and dance.
Yeah.
But I think he'll do a great job.
Yeah, you will.
And I didn't realize when we opened up on Main Street how great Main Street would be.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Main Street Newmarket is amazing.
When we opened in 2010.
I got to get there.
Yeah, it's just.
We used to be on Main Street. And now
Where were you?
So we were at the corner of Davis and Main and Davis,
In
Main
the
Street
house?
North.
Oh, Main
house
Street
behind,
North.
it's now a parking lot. They demoed that.
Oh,
building.
wow.
Yeah. It was an old building owned
Yeah.
by Armstrongs, if you remember
I
that
remember
name.
the Armstrong. Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember
So
that because he
Armstrong's
owned
owned
Caldwell
it.
Banker.
Yeah. So he owned our building and it got demolished
Oh,
because it was
wow.
old and
Yeah.
but we loved being in there and being at
Yeah.
close to Maine, but
Yes.
Maine was never like
Not
it
like
is
that.
now.
Right
Main
now.
Street
Yeah.
is amazing.
So at any given time, like Chris and Michelle, who's
Yeah.
our admin, they went down to the Speakeasy,
Yeah.
which is Ryan,
Yeah.
or Regan.
Regan. Yeah.
Ryan's his brother.
Yeah.
But Regan opened it up, a nice sandwich shop there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the street is great. Locality's coming in.
Yeah.
And,
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I got my
so-
townie shirt on.
What
I'm a
is that?
townie.
What is the
I'm a
town? Where'd you
Newmarket
get that?
townie.
Where'd you
I
get
actually
that?
got this in Newfoundland.
Really?
Yeah. But I love it. I wear it and people are like, I want to buy that shirt.
For Newmarket.
Newmarket townie.
But you're a blue too, right?
Yeah, but I'm more Newmarket.
Yeah, I
Newmarket's
know you are.
where it's at. My heart's always in Newmarket. I love Newmarket.
Yeah. And you, I wanted to ask you now
Yeah.
that I remember, Preston
Yes.
wants to go to Huron.
Yep.
Now, when I was younger, my kids went to Newmarket High, and there seemed to be a distinction in the town between the two.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is a distinction now, right? Preston wants to go to Huron because of the sports and that.
Yeah. But
And
now I think, well, there's also 4 schools now, or
You got-
actually
you got
5.
Denison, you got Mulock.
Mulock, Newmarket, Huron, and then Sacred Heart. So there's
Right,
5.
Sacred Heart, yeah.
And when I was growing up in Newmarket, there was 3. So there was Huron, Newmarket, and Sacred Heart.
Oh, there was no Denison.
No, Denison
Oh.
came near the end of my high school career. Like my
Okay.
sister went to Denison.
Yeah.
I went to Huron.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And why did you go to Huron?
So when I was younger, I grew up off the London Road area.
Okay.
And there was no school there yet. So they bused us to Holland Landing. And then when I went to high school, I was zoned to go to Newmarket High. But because I went to Holland Landing Public School,
Yeah.
all those kids went
Went
to
to Huron.
Huron. So I got lumped in with them to go to Huron instead of Newmarket High.
That's where you met Mike, right?
Yeah.
So it all turned out good. Did you like Huron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved
So
Huron.
I think Preston's going to go.
Huron
to
has a great football program now.
That's what I heard.
And they have
Preston
other-
is baseball, but
Yeah.
sports is sports. So
Yeah,
I heard
Newmarket
that.
High has a HPA program, high performing athlete program. Like my son went in that program where
We did.
Yeah, so they but their teams aren't the same. Newmarket High doesn't have the same kind of teams that other high schools have, but they
Right.
do have that program for
Oh,
kids.
okay.
Yeah.
I know there's a big program in Markham.
Yeah, Bill Crothers.
That's it, Bill
Yeah.
Brothers, yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of Chris, his son went there for baseball.
Yeah.
But, these...
But I believe, and I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that when you go to Bill Crothers for a sport, you can't play your sport that you're there for. So if
Really?
you go there because you're a baseball player
Yeah.
and they have a baseball team,
Yeah.
you can't play on the baseball team.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have some rules around.
Wow.
But I am
Yeah.
no education high
No.
school person
No, no,
anymore.
no. So,
Yeah.
so you're in the financial world, you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
Do you get most of your business now word of mouth?
Yes.
So, okay.
I got a lot of word of mouth. And I mean, I try to put myself out there. I pretty much say yes to everything
Yeah, why not?
because you don't get opportunities
Yeah.
if you don't say yes. There's a couple things like I'll say I'm secretly Dancing with the Stars. I say no to because I'm not a good dancer, but other than that, I pretty much say yes to everything.
Wow.
And that's how you end up surrounding yourself with people
Yes.
that are outside of your normal circle.
Yeah.
And you meet people and you get involved in the community, and then your name kind of gets out there, and it's just all kind of natural through that.
Well,
And then clients referring as well, for sure.
Andrea told me that you're going...
Andrea from Easter Seals.
Yes, Andrea from Easter Seals. She told me that you are going to be dancing next year.
Maybe.
Because I said to Andrea, I said, I'll tell you what, Andrea, I will go and dance in Dancing with the Stars if Juliane doesn't. Because I was under the impression that you were never going to do it.
I know. And then I've realized I say yes. My motto is say yes to everything. And then I'm saying no to that. So I'm like,
you did the fashion show.
I know. I did the fashion show and I don't do that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I got to step out of my box.
So
if you don't fear something, then
Yes.
it's not worth going for.
Got it.
You got to.
So you do a lot of giving, actually, like just so you know, and I think maybe I've told you this. So throughout my life, I've never been, like I've given to people, right? I always have this thing, if I give you something, I don't expect it back type thing. And if I give you something, like I would be walking down Toronto and I would see someone on the street and I'd give them $20.
Right.
And somebody that was with me would say, well, don't do that. They're just going to buy booze. And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
If I give them $20, I can't dictate, and I don't want to dictate
you don't
what they
wanna-
do with it. I just want to give them that. Because I feel like I'm very grateful for my life and what I've got. And honestly, with the grace of God, I could be that guy sitting, like anything. You never know.
You never
You
know.
never know. So I always try to do that. But I never really participated in anything until I met you.
Oh.
And I tell everybody this story, and it's an amazing story. I decided Main Street Realty was going to do a toy drive
Right.
for Abuse Hurts.
Yes. A great
And
charity.
A great charity. And you were the first one that came out of everybody. I put it on Facebook. I sent an email out to all our agents, everything. And the next morning you're at the door with a toy, and I'm like, who is this person? Like, what the heck is going on, right? But you do. So what I've noticed in Newmarket, there is a lot of people that give.
Yes.
And
it's amazing for that.
people that I knew before you was always Jackie Plater.
Yeah.
Like, she's an amazing woman.
The
Like
queen.
Jackie, the queen. Like, Jackie's always there to help everybody.
Yes.
But
she is.
you are too. Like,
I
you're
try.
always. Did you get that from your dad? Like,
I
your
think I
mom?
got
Like-
it from my mom and my dad. My mom is a nurse, or was a nurse. She's retired. So being a nurse, you're naturally a caregiver. You have to
Yes.
have that mentality. Like you're
Yeah.
a caregiver. And she's always helping her friends and doing what she can for people. Like she's
Yeah.
a giving person in that sense. And then my dad was always community driven, where he was part of the Rotary and he was part of Lions, and he was
Oh, he was.
in politics in his before he
Yeah.
came to Newmarket. And he always, I don't know why, of my brother and sister, but he always had me involved in things. Like I was part of the Rotary Club, had a youth group that he had me go to, and just kind of experiencing different things and seeing things even as a teenager, doing that. So I think I get it from both of my
Okay.
parents. And then I don't know, I just started when my kids got a little older and didn't need me at home as much, like in their later
Yeah.
years of high
Yeah.
school, I started getting involved in things, and they just kind of fall in your lap once you start meeting the right people and being involved in things. And then another group asks you for something, and then
Yeah.
you kind of
Yeah.
surround yourself with those like-minded people,
Yeah.
and it almost becomes selfish
Yeah.
because you're meeting so many amazing people and helping people, and even though you don't want anything in return,
Yep.
you get a great feeling.
Yeah.
And I find that is what I love in our community, is like Newmarket just gives back so much.
Yeah.
and has so many amazing people in it to give back.
It really
and
does.
So
Like the thing with me is I enjoy giving. I enjoy people receiving things that give
Yeah.
them joy, but I don't like receiving.
oh, I don't either.
No.
I don't like that at all.
No, I don't.
I have a very hard time accepting
So do I.
things.
So do I. I'm quite happy to give you something,
Yeah.
but you don't have to give me anything.
Yeah.
Because
I'm the exact.
I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but
Yeah.
I like to give.
Yeah.
And so I kind of modeled myself after you.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, no, because now, we help, like, and it wasn't this way 5 years ago, but we help like Easter seals and Abuse Hurts
Yeah.
and sick kids and Million Mouthfuls and Bianca Rollo.
Yeah.
I think you were probably doing that before me.
Yeah. I try to, because community isn't necessarily just one part. Like, charity is huge to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'm on the board for the food pantry with your son, Chris.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've been on that for quite some time, and that is my
That's
passion, and I love what we do at the food pantry, and
Yeah.
the need, unfortunately, is growing.
Yeah.
We're like, I think this month we've done more than 2,000 mouths fed this past month of August, which is so sad. And
Yeah.
by the end of the year, we'll be at 25,000 people that have
Yeah.
come through the door that we've been feeding. So that's something, but there's other things that make up a community. And it's not just the charity, which is
Yeah.
really important, but it's also sponsoring town event, like working
Yep.
with the town on doing things, because
Yep.
those kind of cultural events are important. Like
Yeah.
the music at Riverwalk, everybody loves
Yep.
to go to, but
Oh,
it needs to be sponsored.
Yes.
And luckily, Newmarket has companies like Mercedes and TD
Big-
that
yeah,
do
big
that.
companies.
I try to do my own little part.
Yeah.
I always look at it as the richer I make my clients as a financial advisor, the richer I can make my community through donating
Absolutely.
and giving back.
That's a great way to think
So
of it.
I think it's important. But then there's also the music. Newmarket is amazing for music.
Yeah.
Like, we have so many artists.
You know what? I love Faulkner.
Oh,
Patrick
Faulkner.
Faulkner, like
Patrick Faulkner.
that guy.
Daniel Faulkner.
Oh my God.
Bianca Rollo, Glenn
Yeah.
Murray.
There's so many. So we gave
Manny.
Manny.
Ryan Ainsworth. Like, there's so many.
he's
Aaron
great.
Blackstock. You could say so many names.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Lou Reed.
When the mayor was trying to, or the town was trying to get money to send, we gave money.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
that
for Glenn
when they
Murray
went-
and Patrick
Glenn Murray and
Faulkner.
Patrick, and they did well.
Yeah.
I think it was Memphis they went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many
They did
amazing.
extremely well.
Yeah.
But I love Newmarket. I love giving. So when when the agents make money on a commission, I
Yeah.
like people to know that part of the fees that Main Street gets
Yeah.
goes back out into the community.
Yeah. Which is
And
amazing.
We're not, as a company, we're not money driven.
Yeah.
We need it. Like
Yeah. Well, everybody
needs it.
Yeah, you need it.
But we don't mind helping people.
Yep.
Just before we finish up,
Yep.
I found I was at Market Brewery last week, and
Yep.
Bill at Market Brewery
Yeah.
was hosting for a charity called Rain and Shine. You ever heard of them?
Yes. Shine Through the Rain.
Shine Through the Rain.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
But what I liked about them is the money they raise, they give directly to people to help with their rent if they're going to get evicted, or
Yeah.
they pay their hydro bill because their hydro is going to get off, or they give them money for food because they don't have money for food.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the lady get up and talk about it, and I'm like, wow. Because, when you give to a big company,
Yeah.
it trickles down to,
Yeah.
and they help.
Yeah.
But when you give it to Shine Through the Rain, that's going directly to help
Yeah.
someone pay their rent. And
There's so
they
many
would be
great
on the street.
grassroots.
Yeah.
That's why you got to, like, people are always, oh, what can I get involved with? You need to go out and go to events that are for different and learn about the charities.
That's it.
And there's things like, for example, I go to 100 Women Who Cares in the Central York
100
region,
men.
and 100
100
Men Who
men
Give
that
a
care.
Damn.
Yeah, give a damn.
That's where you can learn about charities that
Yeah.
you didn't even know existed.
That's right.
That need help.
Yeah.
Those are such great things to do. And then I'm also on the Awesome Foundation, where people can apply to get $1,000 grant for helping people.
I tried to
That's
get in
another. I know that it's another amazing way to learn about different, because it's not just the big ones that you hear about. There's so many small ones doing amazing
And do
things.
you give stuff to the schools as well? Like a college fund or something?
No.
Was it you or was that
so at the
Wasim?
end of the school year,
Yes.
at the end of the school year at grade 12 graduation, I do the business award at a couple schools.
Nice.
So I give to a student that has excelled that the school chooses
Yep.
and whatever. Yeah, I try to do that as well. And then sports teams, of course.
You do that as well?
Sponsoring some sport teams. The
Wow.
arts, like the One Act Play Festival coming up this weekend.
do that?
I sponsor that.
Wow. So
I
really...
try to have a broad scope, only because you can't give to everything.
No.
But I want to make sure that, because the community needs all of these things.
So I got to step it up.
So you got to step it up, Mike.
Yeah, I do. Jeez. Holy smokes. Just when I think I'm doing great, I talk to you and I find out I'm lagging behind. And Chris is like me too, and he's like you.
Yes.
Chris has a big heart for people.
Yeah.
And he cares about people.
Yeah.
So.
And you can always count on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll be there to help.
Yeah. And
So-
one thing, I'll say one thing that I'm going to self-promote
Tell me.
is in the next month, probably the month of October, is when I do my sock drive, my annual sock drive, where I
Yes.
collect socks, brand new socks,
Yes.
that get given to a local group of former teachers, where they collect new items for families to come and shop before Christmas.
Oh.
So I get the socks to them by the end of November, so that they set up tables and families can come in and pick items they need for their family that they can take home and wrap. And they even give them wrapping paper and everything.
I
So I
love
collect
that.
as many socks as possible.
I love the sock drive that you do. And one thing I did it last year. I did it twice last year to you. I don't know if you know I sent it twice. But what I liked about
Yes,
it
I
was,
did. Yes.
I think you've got, is it through Amazon?
Yes.
Yes. But what I liked about it is you could go on Amazon, you could order it, pay for it, and get it delivered right to your house.
Yep.
Like it was
Easy
easy as anything.
peasy.
I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to
Nope.
drive it to you.
Yep.
It was a real easy process.
Yep.
So
It's
you
on
did
my
well
Amazon
last year.
wish list. Yep. Last year we got, I think, 2,300 pairs of socks
Wow.
that we donated.
Okay,
And then
great.
whatever, if they don't need that many men's, we send them to In From the
Yeah.
Cold.
Okay.
Or different shelters
Nice.
get different things.
I think that's
so.
great. I
Yeah.
think that's great. So
Yeah.
if you need any of your financial things, call Juliane Goyette, and you're on, what's the address on Leslie Street?
17345.
17345 Leslie Street. Phone number to the company?
905
905
898
898
4228.
4228.
Extension 118.
Extension 118. And my daughter will be calling you.
Call me.
Yeah, she will. Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
That's it.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.